Okay, so this game starts with a pretty strong hand on the draw against presumably green vehicles, but they didn't reveal Giganta, so hard to say. Just kind of setting up, trying to stall their mana a bit, but it's not going to matter too much, so they have the Chariot. Yeah, just kind of trying to whittle down their board, but at this point there's not too much you can do. Again, hope they don't have like another Chariot. They have more elves, which is bad, and just scoop because there's nothing we can do there. Game 2 on the play. With a pretty good opener. Could use a second land, but it's got like the best possible Kumano and a Swiftspear, and a couple of good cards in the matchup in Roast and Expertise. No second land, but just going to Swiftspear and beat in. They didn't play an Elf, so a little slower draw. Would have been pretty screwed if they did play an Elf, but. Braid is pretty good for them. Hit the second land, which we needed. Again, if they play something big, you can roast it or maybe steal it, but they're still kind of having a slow draw. Developing more prowess creatures. They probably have a Stomp. Actually use end of turn, which is weird, instead of in combat. The Chariot. And they kind of screwed this up. We carry Zev a token, they don't crew, and then either way we just roast it and kill them, but yeah, that's that game. Okay, game 3 on the draw. Got a good opener, got the roast, no way to kill an elf, but multiple 1-drops is always what you want to see. And just lead on Soul Scar is usually the best play. Hold the Swiftspear or Lava Runner. They're going really wide. Again, just try to stunt their mana a bit. Like, I could play 2 1-drops, but it seems more important to just use a Stomp and throttle them a bit. At this point, I mean, they've got no cards, so we're just, you know, they might buy Giganta. The Crowan War is interesting. We're going to have to, like, grind through that. At this point, yeah, still just going after the elves. Like, I always kill the mana dudes. Still got roast for Giganta. I'm not going to roast my own guy. That's a good target in the Love Struck. And yeah, use the roast. It's unfortunate we're going to lose the Lava Runners, but couldn't really do anything about that. We already had one thing in the bin. Again, just go after the mana, try to keep him off Giganta or another Crowan War or Chariot. Here, yeah, just fire off the Festivities. And we have so many black draws at this point, and they don't, so they scoop. Okay, match 2. A pretty good opener on the draw. I mean, it sucks not to have a creature we can play immediately, but Kumano is basically the best opener regardless. And Stomp is amazing in any creature matchup. You know, having the 2-for-1. They're going wide, but they don't have Thalia, so we are able to, you know, keep our curve going of removal. Now they have Thalia, which is a little awkward. Here it's close, like maybe you should just cast a Bone Crusher, but again, just freeing up the mana, way too important. Trade-off here, we gotta try and protect our life total. They're still going wide. But now we have, you know, removal and Bone Crusher. Gets removed. Yeah, and basically just try to stay alive. I know I'll win with Bone Crusher Giants, you know, get the Kamado down to, you know, for the next chapters, snap trade there. This turn, I'm not 100% sure that's correct, but I guess I'll just, you know, try and get something out there. Have the Wizard's Lightning. Now I can start swinging. I've got the Soul Scar and the Bone Crusher, which is usually a nice turn 4 play if you don't have anything else going on. They're activating Officer, which is good for us. Again, you get the Soul Scar, Bone Crusher, just keep swinging, and hopefully they don't have Adeline off the top or something. Alright, game 2. A pretty good opener. Again, you got the Play with Fire into Bone Crusher. In this spot, I'm so happy for them to take the trade. Like, I don't care about just having a 1-2. I'd rather get their creature off the board, especially when they have that. Just stomp it to play around Brave. It sucks they have that, but on an empty board, it can go toe-to-toe with the Bone Crusher Giant. No attacks. Here I do attack. I can shrink their thing with that, but I'd rather just get the Kumano down again as early as possible. They go for racing line, so I'm just trying to do what I can here. The Lava Runner is not turned on yet, so just fire up the Den. They try to preserve their board, another portable hole. And this time I opt not to Den because I would just die probably, so they go for the trade. I'm holding the Play with Fire. It's possible I should have just activated Den, or like, you know, hold up Den activation and Play with Fire, but I know because I have the play to remove the thing, and then I just fire up the Den and swing for lethal. And I'm on the play, have to mulligan to 6. The hands when Play with Fire is your only turn 1 play is not the greatest, but they have no companion. It could be mono green or mono white again. Leave that on top. Yeah, Bone Crusher Giant in the black-red matchup is basically your best card on either side. But yeah, I'm just kind of playing on curve. Hoping to draw a third land. With Thoughtseize and Fatal Push. And this one's going downhill kind of quick. Got the Stomp for the Fable. But yeah, I just can't play anything in our hand off of 2 lands, and they play a Shieldred, to which we will concede in our draw step or main phase. Alright, again, we got the turn 1 Kumano and just good cards in the matchup. Bone Crusher, Roast, couple light up. We draw the 2-drop we need, even though they have Fatal Push held up. You know, just gotta run it out there, get our 2 damage up top. Usually when they're playing Blood Ties and Fables, you're actually in a good spot. Like, unfortunately we don't hit the land, but still just kill their thing, swing in. Got a bunch of cards in hand. So we get in. Surprisingly, they don't kill it. Allows us to light up and just play a Den and a Soul Scar. Kolaghan's command is pretty brutal, but leaving in Thoughtseize in this matchup really doesn't help them very much. They're just still swinging in. You get to play Bone Crusher, play it as a land to get, closer to Den activation and double spell. Here they'll just trade the Hive, which is fine. I mean, use all their mana, got a land off the board. Another Bone Crusher to replace the one, and they're dead. Alright, game 3 on the draw. Got, again, Kumano into Stomp, and they have left-in Thoughtseize, so they take our 1-drop, but we fortunately draw Lava Runner. It doesn't really matter what the 1-drop is a lot of the time, just the fact that you have it to fill the curve. They take a Bone Crusher, we have a Pyromancer. And yeah, they're just spending their mana, losing life. We're developing our board, they have to shock in a land to kill both our guys, but it is unfortunate that we're missing land drops, but again, they keep Thoughtseizing. Stomp in response, they're down to 7. Take the Lightning because they basically have to. They're at 5 now. Get rid of a Roast. And this is kind of a cool sequence. We draw the land, play the Bone Crusher, and they could just plus again here, but they minus. Play their own Bone Crusher. We draw, what we need is a Lava Runner or a Swift Spear, take care of their guy, take off the Liliana. They're probably just supposed to block with Den, but they use their whole turn to activate it and attack, which just gives us more outs pretty much, and we top deck the Lightning to kill them. Okay, I win the die roll. Got a pretty great opening hand. Lead on the Soul Scar as usual. They reveal Gigantha, and it's looking like a black-red sacrifice. So it's important to retain a 3 damage spell to take care of the Mayhem Devil, but we don't really care about Blood Tithe. Just play more guys, kill it, swing through. It's a little awkward having 3 skewers, but we're gonna get through regardless. Here's a little issue. Yeah, so they block there, and it's just, double skewer again if we draw like anything, any land or any enabler. We kill them, they don't have any life gain, so Kumano does it. And game 2 on the draw. Not the best hand, but you have the 1-drop into Light Up the Stage and ways to turn on Lava Runner. I don't even run it out there on turn 1. I'll just hold up a shock for their face or potential 2-drop. Bottom that. Upkeep, play with fire to find the land and get in with a hasty Lava Runner. They push it, another Lava Runner, and enables Light Up the Stage. They steal it to sack it to Deadly Dispute. Just holding the burn here, not running out the Bone Crusher, and then responding with that to save mana. sack that. A little bit of life gain is annoying, but we just stomp the face. Play that, play with fire, and then the ramming up ruins will do lethal. Alright, round 5, playing for the trophy. Game 1, win the die roll and have a great opener. Can't really ask for much more than that. So they revealed Giganta. Fable Passage for Plains is interesting. This is going to get in there, play with Fire of the Face for a scry, bottom of the land. They shock in for a voice, which luckily we have the Kumano, so just exile it immediately. And they scoop. Game 2 on the draw. Again, pretty great opener. Kumano into double 1-drop. That was nice. One skewer leaving post board, just because you need it sometimes. That's the most cut card, is definitely skewer the critics. You just board them out, mostly 3 to 4 in almost every matchup, except Lotus Field. You have to leave a bunch in to increase the clock. But yeah, given that they didn't have a turn 1 or 2 play, feeling decent. Lotus Cobra into fetch land is pretty cool, and they have double removal spell here. So just kill that, play a Soul Scar. The mana base is looking good on both sides, really. They have Omnath. We draw the Stomp, so if they block, they're screwed. If they don't block, still get to kill it. Do the Stomp in combat to increase the damage, and just play the land, because we'd rather activate Den than hope to draw a land and Soken Zan, although that can change. And here Nissa in the fetch land is interesting. They start getting some value, reveal a Voice Resurgence and play it. But we still have the Kumano on board, so just fire up the Den, attack with everything. Usually it's best to just attack with everything. You fire up Den, because like you have a free block most of the time on your 1/1 anyway. You might as well keep something around. Get some damage in. Yeah, drawing Stomp is pretty perfect, because if they block like that, they just get to shrink the Nissa, trade for it. They get a voice token. And don't play the Ramunap Ruins just to conceal some information. They have another fetch land for their Lotus Cobra, but they're out of gas. I guess they didn't feel like buying Giganta. They just get to keep beating down and play another Bone Crusher Giant. And yeah, even though they play Elish Norn, we have 2 4-damage guys and a Ramunap Ruins for lethal. We can't turn that off, so that is the game, match, and trophy.